and welcome to another episode of News from the Gelding. Okay, hello there. How is everyone? Today's intro was the theme tune to the Vikings series. Don't know if anyone's watched that. It's currently on Amazon Prime, and it's bloody amazing. I've come to it a bit late in the game. I think all the series are out now, so I'm just working my way through them, but savouring them, just watching them a couple of episodes every weekend, something to look forward to. Now, if you're fond of the bloodthirsty, savage history of Vikings, this is the series for you. It's bloody amazing. We follow the exploits of Ragnar Lothbrok, a very rugged and quite handsome chap who goes around pillaging, basically, and conquering. But as horrible as he is at times, you grow to love the damn chap. But my favourite character is Athelstan, if anyone knows who I'm talking about. A poor priest who's taken over to the Viking lands and kind of becomes a Viking himself. But anyway, the other reason the intro was used was because last weekend I got a little bit drunk on the old ale and decided to shave the sides of my hair off, trying to look like a bloody Viking. Next morning I woke up thinking, what the hell did I do? Do I regret it? No, I don't. I'm a bloody Viking now. But I'm one of those kind of Vikings, those fucked ones that staggers around on the battlefield inches away from Ragnar's blade. But I'm that much closer to Valhalla. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord Odin or whoever. Okay, right, let's get on with this. Right, before I get into the main meat and bones of the video, just a little bit of news about me, I suppose. So a couple of weeks ago, I had a resurgence of this mystery illness that I had over 10 years ago, and it keeps coming back every now and then. And I haven't had it for about 6 months, and 2 weeks ago it came back, and so it's numbness on one side of my body and general weakness, fatigue. And then it kind of swaps over to the other side. Currently it's in my left side, so it makes me all trembly, and by the end of the day I'm totally fucked. But it's been a bit of a bugger, and it brings me down, and I've got my joints all aching, all that shit. So I've been a little bit down in the dumps, but I've been busy. I've still been painting and doing stuff, so that's something to be thankful for. Okay, so right. Main bit of news is my second book, Temple of the Cloven, is finally ready for purchase in paperback form. Now, I'm going to show you it, but it's in the other fucking room because I'm not very well prepared. Right, here we are. Okay, so this is the finished article. Now, I'm pretty pleased with how it's come out. It was rejected initially because it said the title didn't match the title I had on Amazon, and that was because in brackets I've got book 2 of the Galandar trilogy, and so they wanted that on the cover as well. It was quite a good idea, really. Quality wise, I know I've covered this before. I'm just going to briefly say it's a lot better than the last proof copy I had, but there is still a slightly annoying situation where the spine looks pretty good, but it's not quite centered, and some of it's bimbled over to the cover side. And I think it's ideally you just don't have so much detail, and then you don't notice it when it wraps around. But anyway, that's what I've done, so I'm going to have to deal with it. Backside looks quite nice. Oh, dirty little thing. So yeah, lovely, not too bad. Right, so I'm going to just show you just a few bits. So the first, that's the title page. That's a lino print that I did last year for the title page. It's quite nice. Quite pleased with that. The maps are reproduced quite nicely as they were in the last version I showed. Yeah, and the new map that I did looks pretty good as well. Incidentally, there's a hidden thing in these maps, a tiny little hidden thing.
Excuse me.
What's that, Sir Percival?
Is it a hidden magic wand?
No, it is not a hidden wand, you filthy old man. It's something else. It's a little word. I wonder what it is. Maybe you can tell me if you find it. But anyway, it's very small, so you may not see it. Okay, I'm not going to read any of the book. That's for you to do if you wish. Let's have a look here. Okay, so I was thinking what I'll do is I'll just read the notes that I've put at the back of the book. I think I did that last time with the other one. It's not very long, not too long. I'll just read that, and it kind of sums up the whole endeavour of writing these books, really. But anyway, okay, here we are. Thank you for reading my book. You don't know how much that means to me. After all, battling through another 100,000 of my words isn't a trifling matter. Time is precious, and only the very young can be innocent of squandering it needlessly. So thank you. I wasn't going to write anything here this time, but I shall, if you don't mind indulging me just a little bit further. Consider this a last cup of cocoa before we part once more for another year. Might be more than a year. At the end of James of Galandar, I included a similar piece regarding the book's creation. In addition, I mentioned that I didn't expect to make a living from its sales, nor that I expected it to blossom into a writing career. I meant what I said, of course, but in so writing, I was also entertaining the possibility that I could be proved wrong. I wasn't. By the end of my year masquerading as a writer, I had squandered my savings and had slipped back into debt. What was worse, my beloved creation had quickly been buried beneath the cast-offs of Amazon's dead book wasteland. After 5 years and thousands of hours of work, I had created a book that only 30 people ever fucking read. I didn't put fucking there, but you know what I mean. Ask anyone who knows me well, and they will tell you that I'm not the most positive person at the best of times. Self-deprecation is something of a preoccupation of mine, and has been ever since I was a child. I cringe when praised, and what is worse, berate myself whenever given the opportunity. My book's untimely fate was therefore something I both expected and lamented in equal measure. As naive as I was last year on the cusp of publishing James of Galandar, I write these words with what feels like the first stirrings of hope. And I don't mean hope for success or recognition or even monetary gain, but hope for myself and for my own well-being. It doesn't take a deep reading of my work to discover that James Gelding is perilously close to my own personality. When I created James's character, I was able to pity his shortcomings, his fear, his complete lack of self-worth. But never did I realize how closely I was really describing myself. With the help and guidance of good friends and family, I'm finally beginning to recognize my own self-worth, and I shall continue to strive to achieve all that I'm capable of. Whether this book sells or it doesn't, I just want you to know that in writing the story, I'm having the time of my life. And that, surely, is all that matters. Well, it's quite true, really. But I do get a bit down on myself sometimes. But anyway, there we are. Onwards and upwards. I'm going to start writing the third one in the next month or so. I've had a bit of a break from it because just needed a break really. So now I'm painting like a fiend. I mean, I only have to sell one of my paintings and I've made more money than I did on the first book. So I just thought my hours have been reduced for my current job, so because of the pandemic. So I'm trying to make it up with selling paintings. Anyway, there we are. Right. So, now, I'm asking for a little bit of help. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will cost you a little bit of time, perhaps a minute or so. But so I said the other day that I've got my first book on the website Royal Road, which is a platform for showing work, basically writing, web novels, fan fiction, that sort of thing. There's a very heavy fantasy presence on there, so I put my book on there, and it's done quite well in a way. I've got some good reception, some nice ratings. But there's a ranking system, just like any old fucking thing, like Amazon. I'm currently ranked at 4,000 and something, which isn't too bad considering I think the book started at, I don't know what it was, 14,000, something like that. So I need to be pushed up slightly. So if you've read my book and you like it, and you haven't already put a review on Amazon, even if you have, if you could go to Royal Road and register, just register, and they'll send you an email and you just link back, very quick. Find my book, James of Galandar. Click on the first page as though you're reading it, and then click back, and then you can give it a rating or a review. Either's fine. And yeah, give me some honey, if you will. Give me some sugar.
I'll give you some sugar.
Yes, I know you'd give me some sugar, but I don't want that type of sugar, Sir Percival, you filthy animal. Anyway, okay, so yeah, if you could do that, it'd be splendid. Okay, right, moving on. So yes, I've been painting. Bastard hair's coming out. So I thought I'd show you a few of the paintings I've been doing. So I had half term last week, so I did 3 paintings then, and I did one last night as well. Well, I did it yesterday in 2 sessions, but anyway, I'll show you in order. So the first one I did was this one of the Bionic Baby. Now this one I may have shown before, but it was a bit too dark previously, so I decided to lighten the mood and put these nice fluffy clouds in the background. As I said on my live stream the other day, the thinking behind it is that I read a science fiction story once, short story I think, and it was like a probe that was sent to a far off planet in another solar system. It took hundreds or even thousands of years to reach there, and then once it did, it set into motion a automated process of creating humans from artificial incubators. So anyway, that was my take on it. So there we are, Bionic Baby. Next, this one is nude, but a safe nude. You don't see any nipples or anything else dodgy. So I wanted this one to look as though initially someone falling, but falling gracefully, perhaps a fallen angel. And then I got carried away with my brush and gave her this long flowing hair. So whether she's falling perhaps or just being suspended by her hair, we don't know. We'll never know, because I don't fucking know. Let's leave it up to the viewer. Took me 4 hours, I think, 4 or 5 hours to do that one. Okay, next. This one is, it's actually in the background there, but I'll do a closer up here, close view here. Another Japanese lady bathing in an onsen. So I sold my previous one, so I thought I'd do another one, see if this little devil sells. So previously this canvas has been repurposed 3 times. So the first time, this was years and years ago, I was just practicing doing skies. So, and I turned it into a kind of silhouette skyline, like Mary Poppins or something. Bloody crap. Anyway, so I painted over it with this whimsical wizard's tower.
Is that a wizard's tower penis?
Not that kind of fucking tower. Do you think of anything else, Sir Percival, than your bloody wand? Anyway, a little too whimsical for my liking. Didn't sell. I tried to sell the fucking thing. No one wanted it, understandably. So anyway, painted over it again. Again, did a kind of abstract background, and then plonked her on top of it, which is quite nice. I like now working against a coloured background when I'm doing flesh tones. It gives an interesting... It's quite hard, I must say. I mean, ideally you'd work it up in layers, but I just can't... I prefer working a bit quicker now. And when I'm spending, say, if I've spent 10 or even 20 hours on a painting and it sells for £50, then I'm just wasting my bloody time. So I'm trying to do them in one go. And I think something about the quality of the brush strokes on an initial sitting is kind of interesting for me. I don't want it to be too polished. So there we are. There's another painting. Okay, so the last painting I did last night. So this one again, I started with quite a thick textured layer impasto, very thick paint. A nightmare to photograph because the light bounces all over the place. And then I left a little space at the bottom, but I didn't know what I was going to put there. No idea. And then I thought, right, this lady, she's going to go there. So she did. I started it yesterday just after lunch, and my weakness was really, I call it my weakness, this bloody illness. And I was struggling like hell. My hand was trembling. I thought, but I just had to do it, and so I pushed, and then I started feeling better for it, so that was good. And then last night I spent a couple of hours before bed finishing it off. So there we are. I've called it Waiting for You in the Woods, I think, something like that, because that abstract thing in the background it looked like woodland in a way, in a Bob Ross kind of way. So there we are, those are my paintings. If you would like to view them in more detail, or even buy one of the bloody things, then there's a link below to eBay where I sell them. I just put an amount on there that I think it's worth in terms of the time I've put, but if you want to offer me less, that's fine. If you're one of my dear viewers, I'll bloody well do you a deal, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, yeah, I just leave them up there, and sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't. Okay, right, so there we are. Let's leave it there. Thanks for watching. What I'm thinking of doing is another live stream soon. I'm not sure when it's going to be. It's going to have to be a weekend. So it might be this weekend, but it depends how I feel. But I'm thinking of it being a kind of drinking session for like-minded Vikings, where I can just talk babbling crap. You can write the odd thing and make me talk, or we can discuss whatever whilst drinking a nice fine ale. That's the idea. It might happen this weekend, but anyway, I'll put a notification up if it's going to, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Do that thing on Royal Road if you can, but if you don't, doesn't matter. And yes, I'll see you next week, hopefully. So, right, all that's left to say is cheerio, everyone. Cheerio. Say goodbye, Sir Percival.
Goodbye, you bunch of slovenly motherfuckers.
What is the matter with you, man? Crikey.